In today's video, I'll be trying to figure out why the internet keeps telling me someone's trying to steal my car and I should check for pennies under my doors, making a shot glass crayon candle and other things made entirely out of crayons, and also completely debunking a very popular food hack, plus more things you guys dared me to do in the comment section. In the last video, I asked you guys to tell me what you like to do for fun, and your comments were, of course, a little weird, but very relatable. And also, I love you. And since you guys came up with so many comments, I thought I'd ask another question. What is your hope for the future? It could be cars that fly or a machine that will pick your nose for you. Just be creative with your answers and put whatever you can come up with in the comment section. I'll be picking 10 of my favorite to be featured in the next video. Now let's get things started with this first life hack about how not to get your car stolen. I've seen a lot of viral videos about how if you see a penny under your passenger door handle, that means someone might be about to steal your car. And they explain this by saying that the penny will prevent the door from locking. So basically what they're saying could happen is that somebody could find your car while it's locked, put a penny underneath the door handle, then you come up to your car later, unlock it to get in, and then when you get wherever you're going, you lock the car, but the passenger door won't lock because the penny's in the door handle, and you never knew the entire time. But if that's what someone is trying, then they've got a very, very flawed plan. I mean, if you have automatic locks on your car, everybody knows that it's 1 click for the driver door and 2 clicks for the passenger door. So you're not even gonna unlock your passenger door unless there's somebody getting in on that side, in which case the penny would fall out. But let's say it does play out exactly how they say. Would it work then? I went out to my car to find out.
Okay, let's see if this works. So right now my car is unlocked and I'm going to just put a penny underneath the door. Actually, it's a quarter. I've got a quarter underneath the door, but whatever. Make sure it's unlocked. Then I'm gonna hit the lock button again. So now it should be locked. And it is. And there's the quarter on the ground. This did not work. Maybe it would work on somebody's door, but definitely not mine.
And to be fair, this might work on some vehicles, but I wouldn't be too worried about it. But now I want to try out a life hack that I know to an absolute certainty will not work. Recently I saw a life hack video where somebody just rolled an orange in their hand, cut the top off, and placed the top of a 20-ounce bottle on it and then hot glued it, which is all very possible and realistic until they turned it over and almost an entire glass of orange juice fell out, and that's just not the way that these things work. As some of you may know, I live in Florida where we eat only oranges. Well, not quite, but almost. And anyone from here is gonna tell you that that is just not how you make orange juice. I don't know who that life hack was for, but we're gonna try to debunk it now by simply going through the steps shown in the life hack, and we'll get to see exactly how much juice comes out. Okay, so the first step is to just simply remove the top of this 20-ounce bottle. Okay, easy enough. Actually, rather than violently stabbing it, I should probably just cut it with scissors. Okay, the next thing they did in their life hack video is just simply roll the orange a few times like that. Now, while that probably does make it a little bit more juicy in the middle, you know, because you're breaking apart the orange, which is part of the process in actually making orange juice. So, might get a little bit of orange juice out of it. Okay, it's very rolled and soft now. They only rolled it back like twice, but I wanted to give this thing a fair shot at working. So now I'm just going to remove part of the orange. Now I'm gonna take the top of the 20-ounce bottle and just hot glue it to it. Whatever, like that matters. Okay, so you remember how much orange juice fell out of this in the other video, right? Okay, let's give it a shot. We got 3 or 4, got 4 drops. All right, there you go. Who wants a glass of orange juice? That's how much orange juice you can get by doing this method. If you want orange juice, make orange juice the normal way, or go buy some. That being said, we'll be on to the next life hack. Well, to be honest, after all of that slicing and dicing with my knife that was completely unnecessary to only get 4 drops of orange juice, I realized I need to make my knife a little bit safer. So what I'm gonna do is make a knife sleeve, and I'm gonna do it with my hot glue gun. To do this, you just simply cut a piece of parchment paper, then you wrap it around a few times just like that. Also, if you're doing this at home, make sure to be super careful because you could cut yourself. Obviously, there's a giant knife underneath this piece of paper, and that's not gonna really stop you from getting cut if you are not careful. You just snip off any extra bit that you might have, then you just cover it with hot glue. And
it only takes a few seconds for it to cool down, obviously, and you can remove the parchment paper from the inside if you want, or you could just leave it in there, because for the time being it doesn't really matter, and then the first time you run this through the dishwasher on cold, it'll pretty much tear up all the parchment paper anyways, and it will prevent you from cutting yourself. So for that reason, I am going to give this life hack a passing grade, but like most things on the internet, it's not all that it seems to be. And that being said, we'll be on to the next thing.
So for this next part in today's video, what we're going to be doing is finding out who framed Roger Rabbit. No? I'm being told we're making a candle instead. I'm sure that'll be fun too. But seriously, it's a pretty easy way to make a candle and it looks cool. And if you're bored, you might as well give it a shot. Let's take a look. So all you're gonna need to make this cool candle is a shot glass, some crayons, and some string. Pretty simple. First step is to just simply cut the string. Now I'm just gonna take this empty crayon box and place the shot glass on top of it, and then place something on one side just enough to where the shot glass is now leaning. Next, slowly undress your crayon. Now making sure I've got the string in the shot glass before I get started, I'm now going to just melt the wax from the crayons into the shot glass. This might take a while, so be patient. However, if you're just watching this video, it should take hardly any time at all. After each layer, it's important to make sure that you wait until it's dry, and then we're just going to turn it around and do the same thing with a different color. Now if you're doing this at home, make sure not to let the lighter get too hot or you'll burn yourself and you'll feel like an idiot. Ow. And after all of that crayon melting, you're left with something that looks like this. And I actually think that this looks pretty cool despite the fact that it did not come out the way that I wanted it to. This is kind of more or less a Pinterest fail that I still actually really like. And if you look at it from some angles, it looks kind of cool. And either way, you are left with a working layered candle. All you have to do is cut the wick, light it. It works! But I just thought, since we're making candles, I have an idea that might be kind of cool. So a long time ago, I actually bought a silicone mold of some Lego pieces. Don't ask me why, it was just kind of an impulse buy online. And I thought this would be a cool thing to make a crayon candle out of. Because for one, it's a toy that you can write with, and then burn. Now you can buy silicone molds of all sorts of different things, which would be great for making candles with, or you could just use a muffin tray if that's a shape that you're fine with. Lots of things will work as far as making a mold for a candle. You just have to find something that's not gonna melt in the oven. And all I've done here is just broken up some crayon pieces and put them in the silicone mold, then I laid a string across it. Now we're gonna put it in the oven and hope for the best. Just gonna bake it at 350 since that's what you normally cook most things at. And if I need to break up some more crayons to put it in the mold, I'll do that while it's cooking. And this should only take a moment because again, we're just melting crayons. Okay, that looks very weird. Somewhat of a tie-dye-ish pattern, and I'm kind of spilling it. So this is what we've got so far. We just need to let it dry, and then it should be just one giant crayon that you can use to get different colors depending on what side of it you're using to draw. Also, you can light it on fire. Or you could just leave it as a Lego because that's kind of cool enough. Fingers crossed, that is. This is the first time I've done this, so I guess we'll just have to see how it works. Fair warning, what you're about to see is a grown man getting way too excited about Legos. Just prepare yourself. Okay, so I've given this monstrosity a few minutes now to cool down. Oh wow, it actually did come out really cool! That's awesome! I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, but that actually looks pretty dope. On the back end, it actually looks really stupid, but that's okay. Oh, I thought it was gonna be lame. I saw people trying it with paraffin wax. They were like mixing the paraffin wax with the crayon wax, and I just didn't like the way that that looked, so I was gonna try to do it without it, and it came out perfect. Just to give you guys a better look at it, I'll bring it a little bit closer to the camera. I think that looks awesome. And of course, it's still gonna function exactly like a normal crayon, except depending on what side you use is a different color that you're gonna get. That's awesome. I got some brown in here, and purples, and greens, and yellows, red, basically every color in the crayon box. And nobody has to pay attention to how this side turned out looking really stupid or anything because, look! Oh my god, I almost just broke it. I already dropped the thing. It's already got a dent on it, but that's okay because I still have a silicone mold and I can make as many of these monsters as I want. And look, you can even kind of see a face on there almost. I'm gonna build an army of these guys and take over the world. And finally, I wanted to try a life hack that I've actually done before, so it should work. Unless for some reason it doesn't. And because we've made several other types of candles using crayons, I figured I might as well show you guys the easiest one. And that is just simply lighting the crayon on fire. Whoa, that doesn't work.
All right, so obviously it's a lot easier if you just set the thing on the table. I was holding it like an idiot. You're gonna want it to be very still because obviously the wax is gonna be dripping all over the place, which is not going to be very helpful for the flame. But this will stay lit for about 30 minutes or so, which is kind of surprising, but also very cool. And finally, we're at 10 minutes. And that being said, we'll be on to the next life hack.
So if you found this video helpful or if you just enjoyed watching it, make sure to leave it a like. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and bell me for notifications if you'd actually like to see the videos. And of course, I'll be seeing you guys in just a few days with a new video. All right, thanks guys. Bye.